Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
You see, in a society that is mixed, there has to be a certain an aspect of segregation where, okay, you can do your thing there and they can do their thing there and we do our thing there. And then there is common ground and there are rules for working on the common ground. And this is how Muslim societies have been operating. The West doesn't function like that. The West wants people to come and be assimilated. And the most blatant example of that is France. Sarkozy, qatalahullah, he stated it explicitly. I do not want Islam in France. I want French Islam. Now, what is French Islam? You see it today in France with all these neo-preachers that are really just watering down Islam from its foundations in order to make it this kind of cosmetic thing that certain things will wear in society, while from a fundamental level just be like everyone else. And this is the when I've spoken about the Western atheism model, this hedonistic, materialistic view of the world being instilled, but for the woman with a small headscarf, with the man, I don't know, wearing either a very short beard or a kufiya or something like that. That's the model that the West wants. And the West, in order, like from the different strategies that they are implementing in order to get to this, is the vilification of whoever doesn't tune into that. So whoever who says that, no, Islam is 1, 2, 3, this is how it works, this is how we're supposed to behave, this is what we're supposed to do, this is what we're supposed to stay away from. It is not okay for us to get drunk and do LSD, etc. It is not okay for us to sleep with whoever, male or female, etc. Anything that goes against this model will be vilified and portrayed as a terrorist. Now, you see, when you look at terrorists, real terrorists in the world, you see that there are certain hallmarks that they have. Usually, they're going to be somehow government sponsored. Like, for example, Carlos. I don't know if y'all know about Carlos. He was, I believe he was French. He was declared a public enemy, and he was an extremely skilled mercenary. And he would take people to different training grounds around the world and set up a terrorist group in order to then, fulfill the agenda of whoever is bankrolling the whole thing. So he is just an example. And, but, there's these hallmarks. They're very, they thrive on a certain ideology, but there is always a certain military background that comes along with it. The Muslim terrorists, no, they're somehow different. They're all fat, right? You see, they're all fat, dude. Like, the guy Sharia for UK, my man, the dude could be rolled over the floor, my brother. All right. And when you dig a bit deep, like, okay, where is your, so you claim to be preaching Islamic ideology. Where is the stuff you have been preaching other than this particular thing right here? Could you explain wudu to us? No, you can't. Chapter 1 from the books of fiqh. Can you explain that? No, you can't. Right? Well, actually, if we were to test you about wudu, maybe you wouldn't even know how to do it properly. Forget explaining it. Likewise, they had a sister group in Belgium.
Sharia for Belgium. Right?
Sharia for Belgium. All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Amjad Chandri couldn't do wudu.
So this guy from Sharia for Belgium.
You're saying Amjad Chandri couldn't do wudu?
He's talking about Anjum Chaudhry.
Amjad Chaudhry, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we never tested him, but he would not be able to give us a lesson about wudu. Because from a strictly Islamic knowledge point of view, they have no foundation. And this guy from Sharia for Belgium, he was challenged by just some regular Moroccan imam from Holland. His first question was, where did you study Sharia? And it was over right there. You never studied nothing. You are not able to give a basic lesson on any basic topic, but you know about politics the Muslim way, supposedly. And so this guy from Sharia for Belgium, he had one Aqidah lesson online, which was what?
Of course.
Takfir.
What else would it be?
how to make takfir. You cannot make this up, brother. The dude is unable to explain any aqidah point whatsoever, but he is telling you about something that scholars tell you stay away from. Don't get involved in this.
Well, there's a couple,
And then,
like I say, there's
one second, Mike. We got to get points of light in here. He's been waiting for a long time. Go ahead, points of light.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to dude up in the chat. Now I see why Tika told me stop engaging. I forgot who he was. I thought he was Muslim. I forgot he used to be up here. Yeah.
You're royal in the chat.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was just listening.
Stop engaging me, but okay.
I mean, I was just kind of listening to you, man. Like, and that kind of goes back to what brothers be saying about like white supremacy and this sort of thing. Like, you are one delusional dude, man. I mean, you got like a whole, like, just check the chronicles of like what your country have did to other people, and you're worried about people invading you. I mean,
No,
what are you talking about? He reminds me of like the verse where Allah tells us in Surah Baqarah, when Allah says, and when it's said to them, do not make mischief on earth. They say, we are the only ones who bring peace. This dude is like very delusional, man.
2:6, right before you say their hearts are diseased. Allah has put a seal on their hearts. Yeah, we all know that one.
Well, I find it funny.
Yeah, but wait, hold on.
I mean, you say you know that though. I mean, that's the crazy thing. You sound like a guy who's like, it's like constantly like following Muslims and learning about Islam. And you still have this sort of mentality that you have. Like, I agree with Bilal. Like, atheism is a religion or a way of life, a deen. Like, except for your religion is do as thy wilt. Whatever my desires are, that's right. And then when you think about it, hold on. If you think about it, like, atheism doesn't even make sense. Like what's the moral high ground that atheists would have? Like, you can't say anything is right or wrong. The best you could say is, I don't like it. Because there would be no right or wrong. It would vary from person to person. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you come up with all these, this is right, this is wrong, this is morally wrong, I don't agree with that. The best thing you can say is, I don't like it. I didn't find my people doing it. There's no objective truth from atheism. It would vary from person to person. And so that's all I wanted to say about that. Like, he's very delusional. Then to the brother, Abdullah, I wanted to ask him, like, the cult, what does the Yahoo fit in this? Because it seems like a lot of the cult, they deal with magic.
Okay.
The Yahoo knew about magic from like, probably like from like Babylon. And then some of their writings, they write about, they set up like Freemasonic lodges in Europe. And this is where they're going to pick people, to, sort of be politicians. This is where they draw them from, the people that they use sort of like front men.
Yeah. Well, the Yahoo, just like any other group, have been infiltrated by the Gnostic madhahib. So I don't know if you have you watched like from the beginning of this stream right here, or did you tune in a bit late?
Came in a little late on this one.
Okay. Well, also, Mike, I don't know if you saw like what I spoke about atheism at the very beginning when I spoken about the esoteric model that gave us the atheist, the atheism that we know in the West today. I would suggest you refer back to that. It's at the very beginning of the stream.
Voltaire.
But you see,
it's been 30 years since I read Voltaire, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so you see, Gnosticism, it works as an undercurrent that appears from the occult world and infiltrates whatever is in that particular society. So the Jews have been infiltrated by Gnostic currents, and this is what has, given the Jews this whole occult madhahib that they have from Kabbalism and others.
Right.
But you cannot say that, first of all the Jews are upon that, nor that all the occult Jews are upon one thing. There is a lot of variations, and they're in
right. There's a lot of sectarianism going on now, even with them.
Absolutely. And inshallah, in the next video, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we're going to speak about what has one of the people had mentioned in the previous live is the Thule Society and the man of the shadows behind the Thule Society and where his influence was from, and you will see that the Jews are not very far from that.
Yeah, I think I understand. I get it. But I was just wondering that because, if you read like the protocols, they talk about how they set up like Freemasonic lodges, et cetera, If you read like their works, like you mentioned, about the magic, and if you read the religious, like a lot of the rabbis, like they don't even believe like Suleiman alayhi salam was a prophet. They say he was just a king and like a magician, and they try to use him as a model or as a justify of them practicing magic.
Yes, but you see, the problem is with this whole concept of esotericism is that lies muddy the water. The fact that they teach something here and something else there, you do actually not know what they really believe. And so the Grand Orient, the Freemasonic Lodge of France, there was a video that appeared. They let journalists attend the first, I would say, the first 10 minutes of an opening ceremony before a sitting of the lodge. And it's very interesting. Akhi, those few minutes they filmed, brother. Oh, subhanallah al-azim.
Paper gold. You see, black folks are chumps. If America were to tell you to bring all the rocks in this country to her, and she'll give you $1 million for it, you'll do it. And the next day she'll tell you we're using rocks for currencies, chump.